Hi, my name is Ecksalak Oudomsouk. My nickname is Peun. I'm a co-founder and managing director of WeCare. I'm here with you today to share about the power of participation. How can we create change in the world that is full of problems? Let's start with the most important question. What is a problem? The definition for a problem, in short, is a difficulty or a bad situation. Next question is, how many problems in the world? If you Google this question, you will find various answers. One source says 50 problems. Another one says 25 problems. Among those sources out there, one of the most reliable answers is Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, by the UN. The SDGs are a commitment that seeks to address the most urgent problems of the world, and they are all interrelated. There are 17 SDGs. Imagine if we could achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, how the world would be like. The world with no poverty, the world with zero hunger, the world with good health and well-being, the world with quality education, the world with gender equality, the world with clean water and sanitation, the world with affordable clean energy, the world with decent work and economic growth, the world with industry, innovation, and infrastructure, the world with equality, the world with sustainable cities and communities, the world with responsible consumption and production, the world with climate action, the world with life below water, the world with life on land, the world with peace, justice, and strong institutions, and the world with partnership for the goals. We all know that if those problems are solved, the world will be a better place. But how can we solve them? How can we make the world a better place? How can we create change in the world that is full of problems? Again, if you Google these questions, you will find various answers. One source says 13 little ways to make the world a better place. Another one says 10 ways you can change the world today. Those sources are good how-tos for some people to get started, but not for all. What I want to share with you is something more profound, and you can interpret in your own ways. It's called the hummingbird effect. Says the legend, one day there was a huge forest fire. All terrified animals, aghast, was helplessly disaster. Only the little hummingbird was busy fetching a few drops with its beak to throw them on the fire. After a while, the armadillo, annoyed by this ridiculous agitation, said to him, "Hummingbird, you are not crazy? Is it not with these drops of water that you will put out the fire?" And the hummingbird answered him, "I know it, but I do my part." Even if the hummingbird eventually died of exhaustion, its example inspired others, animals, and eventually they could put out the fire and their forest was regenerating. So what we learned from this story, what we learned from the hummingbird effect. The moral of the story number one, let's say the forest fire is the most urgent problem we are facing right now. Rather than doing nothing in the face of current environmental, social, or economic problems because we feel powerless, or because we think that the solution must come from others. We can act with our skills on our scale. And even if taking in isolation, our actions seem derisory, it is thanks to the hummingbirds that things change. So certainly we regularly hear that hummingbirds have little weight in reducing environmental impacts. However, if these efforts may be insufficient, they are for us very necessary. These small hummingbird steps that then lead us to more autonomy than cooperation. And that's where we can all leverage together. Moral of the story number 2, individual action is insufficient. Collective and political action are essential. So we need everyone to participate, but someone needs to start to make change. If I do my part, you do your part, we do our part, they do their part, the change will happen. Here's a case study, WeCare. WeCare, we are trying to address mental health problems which fall into SDG number 3. At the very beginning, my co-founder found the problem herself. At that time, she had depression. She lost all interest in eating, sleeping, and even living. So what she did was try to end her own life. Fortunately enough, her friend got word of this and she called a psychotherapist. At the end of the day, she came back to her own senses and managed to appreciate her life more after the incident. From then on, she fully understood the importance of mental health and never wanted anyone else to experience what she just had. Afterward, she decided to found a social startup together with her friend, that is me, which went by the name WeCare, with a mission to enable everyone to access mental health care. That's how we start WeCare. That's how we start to make change. So in this case study, the hummingbird is my co-founder and the forest fire is the mental health problem. What we have been doing is to learn and advocate mental health through social media and listen and consult those who have emotional distress and mental health problems. Then our CTO and a medical advisor join us. Now we have 250 beneficiaries, 96 volunteers, 3 interns, 3 co-founders, and 1 medical advisor to make change in mental health space. Yet it's still a long way to go. It's still a long way to put out the fire in this space because more than 700,000 people die due to suicide every year. And in Laos, around 210,000 people suffer from mental health problems. And over 95% of them, or around 200,000 people with serious mental illness, are untreated. Moreover, only 42 personnel who are working in mental health facilities. So the ratio of mental health personnel to patients is 1 to 5,000. That's horrible. It's urgent. It's like in wartime. To understand more about mental health problem in Laos, let's talk about the root causes of mental health problems. Root cause number 1, stigma. Stigma because of lack of understanding of mental health. That's why we do mental health advocacy through social media, and we did It's Okay Fest in 2022. It's a think tank in which mental health experts, advocates, and right holder representatives share advice and ideas on mental health. Root cause number 2, inadequate resources, such as mental health professionals and facilities. That's why we do mental health intervention by creating a safe space where people can text and call us anytime, anywhere. And we did mental health hackathon where people who are interested in mental health and have skills come to work in a team for a week with mentoring with experts to develop the prototype in order to solve mental health problems. And yes, soon we will have an inclusive mental health app which enables everyone who has mental illness and emotional distress, including persons with disabilities, to access mental health care. All of this won't happen without that hummingbird or my co-founder that started to make change. Yes, it's still a long way to go to put out the fire or to enable everyone to access mental health care. In every change, you have the power to choose either to wait or act. And the consequence of your choice is totally different. Remember that if I do my part, you do your part, we do our part, they do their part, the change will happen. And I want to encourage you to be a hummingbird that makes small changes, but it's inspiring in the social problem that you are living and breathing. Just like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world.